Hi guys, today I'm going to be doing a book haul video. And these are some books that I got from the thrift store because the thrift store where I live just opened up. And we went on a day where it was half off day. So everything except for certain items were all half off. And the other place I got books was at Aldi's. And Aldi's is kind of like a discount store. It's kind of like um other companies give them their extra surplus kind of thing, I think. And so their stuff is really cheap. So instead of paying like $40 for a book, you might get it for like $2.99 or something like that. And they have all these different types of books. So I'm going to get started with the books from. Oh no, these are all. Sorry. No, these aren't all messed up. Okay, I was gonna say these are all messed up, but they're not. I'm gonna start with the books from Aldi's first. Some of these books I never seen before, and I think the three that I have, I think they were all like $2.99 a piece. So this one is called Katerina and Martin Luther. It's by Michelle DeRocha, and there's a foreword by Karen Shallow Prior. Now, this is what it looks like. It's about Martin Luther, and he came up with these. I'm not like a really like. I mean, I am. I don't know. I don't really get into all the stuff about all the different like religion stuff. Like, I mean, I believe in God and stuff like that. But this one is about Martin Luther, who wrote, I think he wrote some kind of like things that the church should do, and he nailed them to a church or something like that. Something like that. I think that's like the basic concept. And this is his woman. I don't know if that's. I think that's his wife. I think, and they're on the run because of what he did and stuff like that. And it seemed like it was a really good book, and it was different. Like, it was different because like it was about different people, and maybe it's gonna be like mostly about his stuff he did to create whatever religion he did. Like I said, like I don't really know a lot about all these different religions. I just know some things. This is another book. It's called A Shakespeare in the Catskills Mystery, and this is Ill Met by Murder. It's by Elizabeth J. Duncan. This is what it looks like, and I just got it because I read mystery books, and it's like a Shakespeare book, so I don't know how that comes into play, but we'll see. This one is called A Cajun Country Mystery. It's called Body on the Bayou. It's by Ellen Bryan. This is what it looks like. And those were just the three books I got. Excuse me. At Ollie's. And now the rest of the books came from the thrift store. I think they were like, they're not like $1. I don't think they're $1. I know that the hardback books are worth more, but I don't think the paperback books are even $1 there. So you can find some really good books, but you really have to look, because my thrift store doesn't put them in they put some things in a specific order. Like, they have the self-help books, the hardback books are all together, the religious books are all together, stuff like that. But then everything else is just like and the children's books are all together, and I think like the young adult books are all together. But then everything else is just like a mishmash. So you really have to look. You could be there for like maybe an hour or something looking for books, because they're not in a specific kind of order. So you never know what you're gonna find there. Like in Harry Potter, when Jenny tells Harry Potter, you never know what you're gonna find up here. So you never know what you're gonna find. This one is Something Myth Inc. It's by Robert Aspirin. I don't know how to say his last name. This is what it looks like. It looked kind of cool. It looks like it's kind of like a sci-fi type of book. Maybe, I don't know. It just looks sci-fi to me, and I'm trying to get into sci-fi. This is what it looks like. I'm trying to get into sci-fi because I just read a book. I think it was like in, not the book review video I just posted, but another book review video. I think the next one after that had like a sci-fi book that I just read in it, and I kind of liked it, But I think with sci-fi, it's just a thing where, like, you have to find your right mishmash of things that you like. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you might like a certain thing, like the space stuff, or you like this type of stuff. You know, it's where it's kind of like a renaissancey, sciency type of thing. I guess you could say. I don't know. This one is An Unmarked Grave. It's a Bess Crawford mystery. It's by Charles Todd. This is what it looks like. And this book takes place after World War One, when the Spanish flu started. And that's basically about it. I didn't read the whole thing because I'm like, I read the beginning where it says it's like a post Downton Abbey type of thing. So I guess if you like Downton Abbey, you'll really like this book. I don't know. This one is a Delilah Dickinson literary tour mystery. It's called Huckleberry Finished. It's by Livia J. Washburn. This is what it looks like. And some of these books I just got because they're mystery books and stuff like that. This one I got because in the book I read in the newest book review video, it's called Buckingham Palace Gardens. There's this woman who pretends to be a maid to help the detective who's working on the case at Buckingham Palace. And she's cleaning this room and she comes across this book, which is The Portrait of Dorian Gray. It's by Oscar Wilde, and it's a great great illustrated classics. So I really wanted this. It's one of those books where I really wanted to read it, and I never got a chance to because I got on this thing of buying as many classical books as I could get, and then I just kept reading them. And then I read them for like one per book review video, and then it was the biography, something like that, and it was just like I was just so tired of reading classical books. But this one is an illustrated version of it, and it was in that book, and she read like an excerpt from it or something, and I was like, you know what, maybe if I find this book I'll get it. And it was just so happened to be at the thrift store. This was in the young adults type of category in the books, in thrift store. That's what it looks like. This one is a history book. This is a separate battle. It's women and the Civil War. It's by Ina Chang, and this is what it looks like. It's basically just going to be about women in the Civil War. There's Harriet Tubman, and I think that's Clara Barton, and I don't know who the other two women are on the front of the page. But I think it's going to be a good book because, you always read about, like Clara Barton and stuff like that, and other women you don't really hear a lot about. So hopefully, like, this book is going to be very educational, and plus you always learn about the men. You never learn about the women usually. This one I got because I really wanted to read it because it doesn't have a book jacket on it, so I don't know what the summary of this book is or anything like that. And these books are going to take me a while to get through because I have tons and tons of books. But this is called East to Eden. It's by Anne Rice. And Anne Rice usually, I'm not going to show you, well, it's just like a red covered book. Writes vampire novels. So I'm kind of wondering if there's going to be like a vampire in Eden, like the biblical paradise. So I don't know. I don't think I ever read that book. I read some of her books before, but I don't know if I ever read that book. I don't know. Maybe once I start reading it, it'll come to me. This is Flowers for Algernon. It's by Daniel Keyes, and I read this book in junior high. I think I was in the 8th grade, and this book was it was a play. I don't really think it's a book. I don't really know. This is what it looks like, and we couldn't do the whole play, so it was just like an excerpt that was in our book that we were reading, so it wasn't the whole thing. And I think we did watch the movie on it. I'm not really sure. But yeah, so I know it was about some guy, I think, who wasn't that intelligent, and this mouse, and they were both taking the same thing or something. And I forget what happened. I forget what happened. I know, like, that's like the premise, I think, of the book. I'm not really sure. But so I'm thinking, you know what, I want to read it because, it was a book that I read, or an excerpt of a play I read in school. So I might as well see if it's any good. So this is the last book for this book review video. And it's called Mrs. Lincoln's Dressmaker. It's by Jennifer Cavarini. This is what it looks like. And basically it's just what I just picked this up because I guess it's gonna be a historical fiction book, I guess. Well, just as it's a fiction book. And it's obviously The Dressmaker to Mary Todd Lincoln. So those were all the books I had for this short book haul video. I wanted to do another video that wasn't just about book reviews because I haven't done a thing in a while because, you can't really go out and everything. So I'll see you guys next time with another video, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.